Welcome to the Candid Conversation Show. I'm your host, Marilyn Fontaine, artist and creative coach for women who want success and income with ease. Hi, this is Marilyn. Welcome to the Candid Conversation. This is episode 5 from season 3. And today's going to be a short one, and it is based upon community. So, last week I posted about redefining self-care and how we need to look at self-care in terms of all the things that we do in our life, the practices, the rituals. It's not just about having bubble baths. And today is about community. And I think community is really important for self-care. And what I'm hearing, a lot of people who are trailblazers feeling really isolated because they are changing constantly, and because their work is so fulfilling, they are changing rapidly. And in this transformation, it can sometimes be painful. And also, you're not the person who you was before. So there's a sense of grief that happens. And this is something that really drew home. I really felt a shift in my body when my teacher, Melissa, from the Safe Space Institute, when she spoke about the grief that happens when you change and grow. And I felt a really physical response in my body. It really made sense of a lot of the things I'd gone through in the past and continue to go through now. But when I speak to my clients and my community of women, they talk about this isolation and feeling that they're not connected to the people in their lives because of this growth. And remember, I talk about the hero's journey. This is the same thing. And I feel that, like with me as well, I went for a really long period of loneliness. I mean, I have intermittent parts in my life which are lonely, and that is by design because I really need to be in my energy sometimes to create. As an artist, and even in my community work, I still need that space. When I mean community, I mean like the whole community, my business community. But as I'm having more and more people that are like-minded coming back into my circle after a period of not really being around a lot of people since lockdown, and creating my networks in the online space, back in the real world, because I'm now being really comfortable with my space and knowing that the right people are coming to me, they are coming into my space. And I'm also renewing some old relationships where the person may have been gone for years out of my life and then they just come back. This is our journey as humans. But I know a lot of people say, they're having trouble finding people and networks. And I really think that pursue your passion, pursue what really lights you up, and also be really curious like a child. So if something comes up, and it might be to do with work. So, for example, it may be a writing workshop, and you write, or you write courses, or you like blogging, or you want to write a book, and a writing workshop comes up, then don't just say I can do it online. Actually physically go to the space, because the conversations and the things that you pick up in person are really invaluable. And this is how you build your network. And this is how you start connecting with people. Last week I went on a mastermind with April Franks. She came to London. She's a master coach and a feminine business coach as well. And she works with people around the world, and she works with a lot of business women who are building their businesses to 7 figures. So from 4 or 5 figures up to 7 figures. But she does not just focus on the money, this is what I love about April. She focuses on, making money so you can do things. But she just doesn't say, you're going to make this money quickly. She will tell you this business is hard because she's been in the business a lot longer than COVID, so it was really nice. So she had a mastermind in a hotel in London, and I was going to fly to Mexico to her event anyway, but because she came to London, I'm like, okay, I'm doing up my kitchen, I might as well just take the rest of that money and get my towels to my floor or something, get some extra work done. But I can still invest in her network, and I'm going to buy the virtual ticket. So I invested. I wanted to go to this base. I wanted to be in a room with this woman and learn from her, because I'm a 6.2 human design projector. We're always learning, and for my business, I want to serve my customers better, especially in this economic climate, because even though people, like my clients, do have money, but they're going to be very intentional with what they're spending. So I want to also make sure that I can work with those people, but also look at expanding for next year, not now, but expanding into group programs or membership programs which can reach a bigger audience. I'm in the middle of that. At the moment, I'm just concerned about my one-to-ones. But that's not to say this won't happen. So it's really important to be in a room with somebody who has a feminine business from a feminine perspective that can surpass the years and is not just a quick make 10K a month money scheme, So in the room, it was really beautiful. I actually met two women that live in my borough, so my district, if you live in the States and you're listening to this, but live in my borough. One of them lives 7 minutes away from me. I had to go to Mayfair, London, to see another coach that lives 5-7 minutes away from me. And the other one lives about 10 minutes away from me. We all live in the same borough. And I met some other wonderful coaches as well. But what was beautiful, I got to connect. And I pick up energies of people anyway. So I was able to connect with these people, not just through the computer, but, looking at their little idiosyncrasies and stuff that they, their little, their personalities. I was able to see that. And you can pick that up on the computer via Zoom, but it's not the same as being in a room. We had lunch together, an amazing lunch April put on, a beautiful a la carte menu. It was in a beautiful hotel. It was just, for me, as a black woman, and I put this in a newsletter, and if you haven't signed up, why not? But for me, as a girl from East London, to be in a room, and it wasn't just black women that was in the room, but it was just, for me, this was so important for me to see. Black business women making their money, enjoying their work, working with hearts and integrity, and just enjoying a beautiful space, which wasn't a rave or a party. And to me, that's really important, because I also have been in spaces where, and this is just an interesting thought, I've been in spaces where there has been black people. I used to go to a lot of cultural events. Now and again, I still go to them. But it's either cultural, and people are really, cultural and really cool and really, just in their, in a beautiful, opening, welcoming space. Or if I go to an event which is, quote unquote, in a hotel or a plush venue, I experience the male energy to be quite steeped in toxic patriarchy, but it's underlying. So it's almost like peacock feathers. So I've never really experienced being in a room with people of colour in this country where, and I'm not talking about the women, I'm talking about both men and women, where there is no, unless it's a healing environment, but being in a plush venue where there is no toxic male ego involved. And if I'm wrong and you're listening to this and you know somewhere, please send me a DM or a message, because I would love to be part of it. But that's just my experience. And I think there's a lot of reasons why that happened, because I think for males of colour, they have to constantly prove themselves. So when they are amongst women that are in their energy, their feminine energy, or in their power, I feel that they may have to show up or show off. And I do feel there's something about being in a suit, being in a plush venue and having to dress a certain way, and how that impacts you, as opposed to a spiritual event where people are more relaxed and they're just being themselves. But I wanna see spaces where it's a combination of both, because my business is spiritual, and the men are able to step into their vulnerability and softness in a space that is luxurious. You will see this in other countries, but I just haven't seen that space. And maybe that's something for me to think about in the future. But I think it's really, we don't have to go to plush spaces, but I'm making an observation of the male energy. And back to this mastermind, it was female energy, and everybody looked beautiful, soft and feminine. And we weren't businesses that was in sacrifice. We were asking for what we deserve in our businesses. And when April asked us about our values, it was about integrity, honesty, healing, mentoring, power. There were just such beautiful maternal values that we carry in our business. And I think it's really important that we continue to have that. So, my cat's crying. So I really feel like it's important for us to build the right communities. And this is why I say that it's really important that we reconnect and we have curiosity with the things that we love doing, because the curiosity will bring you to your new community. The curiosity will make you think, I actually want to try that. And don't second guess yourself. Don't say, I'm not going to go that because, or I can't do it. The investment you make from your curiosity, not from fear, not from scarcity, is the one that will bring you to your community. Trust me when I say this. And so if you are curious and you want to be in a community of women, I have a 5-day challenge starting next week, the 10th. The Reconnection Rituals. You've seen it on Instagram. If you're not on Instagram and you're just listening to this podcast, I'll put the link in the show notes. But it's 5 days of pleasure and joy and personal rituals, just to give you that pause in a crazy world. And these are the rituals I use with my one-to-one clients as well. But I've just put it into a format that people can have a taster and see if working with me is something that they want to consider in the future. And if not, they have some amazing rituals to pass on to their network and their new community. Okay, that's it for now, and speak to you next week. Bye-bye. You want to be part of an incubator of some amazing creative women, then you need to join the Highly Capable Creative one-to-one program with me. To join, you can just contact me at www.mjfontaine.co.uk and book a sales call with me to join this amazing 6-month program where we get to work on your creative business. We also get to work clearing your blocks and also bringing that confidence up to 100 so you can stand in your agency and live your best life.